like his hair. And he's really, really tall. My prayer when I was a child was that I wanted to marry a guy taller than my dad.
He was a little short, but that was okay because I really like short girls.
Or like this. But it's fine. I really like that he's really kind and generous and loving. And he brings out the best in me, and he definitely encourages me to be a better woman.
From the first time that I met her, I could tell already that she was very kind, very loving.
And he really calls out the wife in me, which I really appreciate. I love that he prays with me when I struggle with a lot of things and just leads me back to God whenever I need redirecting, or when I'm being a girl. So that's what I really like about him. I consider our first date to be our hike in Haling. It was an interesting one because he told me that he goes hiking a lot. But then 30 minutes after walking towards the trail, he stopped like every 3 minutes and he said he wanted to take a break and savor the view. But then the only view we could see were like the trees around us because we were still at the meadow point. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this guy's tired, he's just not telling me.
I started off fairly normal and then instantly went to like a 90-degree angle incline for about 3 hours. And it was like really hot out and I barely brought any water.
So we took a break every 3 minutes. So originally a hike would be 3 hours. Well, that particular hike would be 3 hours, but then it turned into a 5-hour hike because he took a lot of breaks.
I was trying to impress her, so I was trying to do the best that I could. But yeah, I took a lot of breaks. But we did finally get to the top, and it was the most breathtaking, amazing view.
When we were at the very top, we just took the time to really appreciate the view and get to know each other more. Yeah, and it was one of the most memorable hikes of my life. And then, after everything, after spending a full day of hiking together, when it was about time to say goodbye to each other, he actually forgot my name. So he was hiking with a stranger the entire time. He did not know my name. No wonder he never mentioned my name the entire hike. But I never even bothered to ask because I'm pretty sure I forgot. So I was like, I'll just play this game. So he finally asked it towards the end. He was like, I'm really sorry. I'm pretty sure you'll think I'm a jerk, but I really forgot your name. So there, I gave him my name. Before I met Jeff, I was traveling. I went to a few solo trips here and there, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't think that I was gonna get married. After I met him, I already planned to go to a mission trip in Haiti. So that was last December, and I think we were already dating for like 5 months at the time before I left. And during that time, I was doing mission work, but during that time I was really missing Jeffrey, and it was a very unusual feeling for me. And I prayed about it just to kind of like chat with God about what I was really feeling. And then I called him, but in Haiti there was no cell reception, no internet, no whatever, so I found a way to call him. And so I did, and as soon as he picked up, he was like, Shammah, is this you? And then he started crying, and I was like, oh my goodness, this guy cries way too much. I took the time while I was in Haiti to really pray about how I was feeling. And then when I got back home, my dad was still in the Philippines. So a few weeks later, he arrived, and I guess Jeff was just waiting for the right time to ask me to marry him. As soon as my dad got back, that's when he popped the question. Okay, so the day before the proposal, well, he proposed on the Sunday, but the day before the proposal, he was being very unsociable and being very moody, and he was complaining a lot about his stomach. And I just got back from snowboarding, so I was fairly tired. and we were with family that Saturday evening. So I was like, what's wrong with you? How come you're not talking to anybody? And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want to babysit you right now. And he was just in a really crappy mood, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just let it go. And then the following this day after, which was Sunday, I picked him up from his house, and he was taking so long to get ready. So I was kind of aggravated. I'm like, oh my goodness, who's the girl here? Him or me? And so I was fairly aggravated, and we drove to church together. And then at the end of the service, I was like, okay, I'm ready to have lunch, let's go. But then that's when he was called up to the stage, and then I honestly couldn't remember a word that he said because he was crying way too much. He was like, Shammah. Anyways.
Why do you love me? That question you ask again. To me, that question starts where it all began. The day that I met you, I knew our love was true. True love on the trail, true love sitting talking with you. The times that we laughed, the times that we cried, our lives centered around God, with no more fears to hide. You brought me back to Christ. You make me a better man. You loved me flawed and full of holes. You loved me for the man I truly am. Does this answer your question? Perhaps one more thing to add. For God has whispered in my ear, Jeff, take her hand. For this a man requires God. For this a man requires family. And for this a man will bend his knee and ask, Shammah praise Bellasan, will you marry me?
He called me off stage, and all I could remember was him reciting a poem he wrote for me, and then he knelt and then asked me the question, will you marry me? And I said, yes, no, I'm getting married.
You're beautiful, you're beautiful.